hearing.
Yes.
Yeah. So what were women in your community, in your circle of friends, how are they reacting to what they were seeing during that hearing? Because I think there's a feeling among liberals that this was going to sort of garner support universally for women behind Christine Blasey Ford, but maybe had a different effect.
Rachel, I was astonished at the number of women whom I know from college, and I'm a Princeton alumna, women whom I love and respect, followed somehow that the denial of due process, the failure to acknowledge that perhaps these accusers had other motivations and were not credible. I mean, they absolutely, people whom I would expect to know better, were firmly against Justice Kavanaugh. And I was determined, of course, and I had many friends who were staunchly with then Judge Kavanaugh. But I was amazed at the suspension of what one would think would be universal principles. Let everyone who is accused have his or her day in rational court.
Regardless of party affiliation, I have a group of friends, and it seemed to me that the ones who had sons were the ones that were most
so upset,
startled and alarmed by what was happening. The ones that didn't have kids seemed to be the easiest to, they just kind of followed along with whatever. But I mean, it was a very personal thing, because all I saw, and when his mom was sitting behind him during, I mean, I just thought, that could be my kid one day, you know, and your heart just breaks.
Or your husband.
Or your husband, exactly.
Absolutely. I remember my husband served in the Senate in Missouri, Rachel, and I know you know this feeling, but I remember being so afraid of someone trying to destroy his career by accusing him of something he didn't do, that I would say, don't even get on an elevator with, you know, and people make fun of the vice president for being so committed to his wife that he makes some of those same
Yes, somehow that behavior all of a sudden made sense, didn't it? Yes. You know, Mike Pence had been excoriated for that, because they will always find a way. Whatever the conservative is doing, they will find a way around.
But when it's them, it's excuse.
Oh,
well, I just remember watching, and maybe you guys are with me, but I just remember watching that hearing, and I was glued to the television, and I just get emotional even thinking about it, because my heart just broke for him, because he is such an amazing man, and they tried so hard, their dirty politics tried so hard to ruin him and his reputation and his family. And like you said, I mean, I had a 6-year-old little boy, and I just thought, wow, someday, you know, are they going to do this to him? And is he going to be attacked simply because he wants to, you know, be on the Supreme Court or whatever?
Counsel your child.
Right, exactly. And so I couldn't stop bawling my eyes out, and I just said, we have to do something. We have to stand up for this man. This cannot happen. And so to see the president support him through it all just shows that he is such a fighter.
I think it turned a lot of people too.
Yeah. I was just so proud of him. Any other president would have said, I'm sorry, Kavanaugh, we just, you know, it's too controversial. Let's find someone else. No, he fought for him because he knew what was right.
Right, and I think that, Gina, you bring up a good point. I think that even on the feminist, liberal side, there were women in prominent positions who were concerned that the outcome would be less hiring of women, less mentoring of women as a result of these kind of attacks. Next on this special episode.